If you're over 60 and your knees hurt going downstairs, but they feel fine, or at least better, going up, there's a pattern most people notice but never understand. And once you understand why that happens, you can actually do something about it. Because what most people don't realise is that going downstairs puts 3 times more force on your knees than going upstairs. And after 60, your knees handle that force differently than they used to. But the muscles that are supposed to protect your knees, those can still get stronger, even at 70, even at 80. Here's what's happening. When you go downstairs, your quadriceps, the big muscles in the front of your thigh, are lengthening while trying to control your descent. Every step puts about 3 times your body weight on one knee. If you weigh 180 pounds, that's over 500 pounds of force per step. Going up, the force is only 1 to 1.5 times your body weight. So going up is hard on your lungs and muscles, going down is hard on your joints. After 60, when you've lost muscle strength and your cartilage has worn down, that downward force becomes pain. But here's what matters. The muscles around your knees can still be strengthened. And when they get stronger, stairs start to feel safer again. Not perfect, not pain-free, but manageable. We're going to do 3 things today. First, I'll explain why going downstairs hurts more. Second, we'll talk about what's happening inside the knee joint. And third, I'll walk you through simple home exercises that target the exact muscles protecting your knees on stairs, including one most people skip that makes the biggest difference. My name is Grace Medford. I'm a senior health researcher. You'll also hear Mark asking me questions today.
Grace, so when does knee pain need medical attention?
Important question, Mark. Everything today is for education only, not medical advice, and I'm a researcher, not your treating physician. If your knee is severely swollen, locks up, gives out frequently, or you can't bear weight, see a doctor. Sudden severe pain after a fall, go to urgent care. This video is for people whose knees hurt going downstairs, but who can still walk on flat ground and do most daily activities. That's often osteoarthritis, common after 60, not an emergency, but a signal that your muscles need strengthening. And that's what we're here for. A few months ago, I was setting up for a talk at a community centre when I saw a man, maybe early 70s, standing at the bottom of a staircase. Just standing there, staring up at about 12 steps. His wife was already at the top, holding the door. She called down, "Richard, you coming?" He said, "Yeah, just give me a minute." He went up, slowly gripping the railing, but he made it. Sat through the whole meeting, perfectly fine. An hour later, same man, top of the same staircase, looking down. This time, he wasn't moving. His wife called up, "You want to take the elevator?" He said, "No, I'm fine." But he didn't move. Then he turned around, went down backward, facing up, 1 step at a time, both hands on the rail. When he got to the bottom, his wife didn't say anything. They just walked to the car. I caught up with them in the parking lot. That's how I met Richard Coleman, 72 years old, married to Janet for 48 years, retired postal worker who walked routes for 30 years, living in a 2-story house they'd owned for 40 years. Richard and Janet had been planning a trip to Ireland for their 50th anniversary. Janet's grandmother was from County Cork. They'd been saving for 3 years, castles, cliffs, small coastal towns. Richard had looked at the photos. Every castle had stone staircases. The cliffs of Moher had over 700 steps down to the viewing platform. He'd printed out the itinerary and put it in a drawer in his workshop. He hadn't told Janet he was having doubts. Richard had started doing what he called the route check. Before going anywhere, a restaurant, church, a grandkids' school concert, he'd look up the building on Google Street View. He'd zoom in on the entrance. Was there a ramp? An elevator? How many steps? If there were stairs and no alternative, he'd suggest somewhere else. I make up a reason. Janet noticed. She said, "You've turned down every invitation we've gotten this month. What's going on?" He said, "I'm just tired lately." She said, "Richard, I know it's your knees." He didn't answer. The part that haunted him wasn't the pain. It was this. His daughter had called asking for help carrying boxes downstairs from her attic. Richard said, "I've got a thing that day." She said, "I didn't tell you what day yet." He never called back. His daughter texted Janet, "Is Dad okay? He's been different lately." Richard saw that text. He put the phone down and didn't bring it up, but it stayed with him. He wasn't helping his daughter anymore. He was becoming the person who needed help. And he didn't understand why. Going up hurt less. Going down, even 2 or 3 steps, felt like his knees might give out. A sharp pain under the kneecap, sometimes grinding. He thought, maybe this is just 72. Maybe I wait until it's bad enough for surgery. But he didn't want surgery, and he didn't know if there was anything else.
Grace, is there one thing someone can try today?
Yes, find a sturdy chair, kitchen or dining, not a soft couch. Sit down. Without using your hands, try to stand up using just your legs. Then slowly lower yourself back down, taking 3 to 4 seconds to sit. That slow lowering is the same muscle action your knees need for stairs. If you can do 5 of these, standing and slowly sitting, your quads have something to work with. If you can't, or it hurts too much, that tells you exactly where to start. It's not pass or fail, it's information. So why does going downstairs hurt more than going up? When you descend, your quadriceps are lengthening while trying to control your body weight. That's called eccentric contraction. Your muscles are working like brakes, stretched and strained at the same time. Going up, your muscles shorten and push you forward. That's concentric contraction. Hard work, but it's what muscles are designed for. Think of it like a car on a hill. Going up, you press the gas. Going down, you ride the brakes. Riding the brakes is harder on the system. That's your knees going downstairs.
So it's not that going down is harder. It's a different kind of hard.
Exactly. And 3 things are breaking down at once after 60. First, cartilage wear. Your knee has smooth cartilage between the bones that cushions impact. After 60, almost everyone has some degree of wear, osteoarthritis. Cartilage doesn't regenerate well. Going downstairs creates higher impact, as so worn cartilage can't absorb force the way it used to. Think of it like the padding in an old shoe. It cushioned you for years, but now it's thin, and every step downhill you feel it. Second, patella tracking. Your kneecap sits in a groove and should glide smoothly when you bend and straighten. When your quads are weak or imbalanced, the kneecap pulls to one side and grinds against the groove. Going downstairs puts more pressure on the kneecap, and if it's not tracking right, that's the sharp pain right under the kneecap. Third, muscle weakness. Your quadriceps are the primary shock absorbers for your knee. After 60, people lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade. Weak quads mean less control going down, more force going directly to the joint, and poor kneecap tracking. Think of your quads like car suspension. And strong suspension absorbs bumps smoothly. Weak suspension rattles the whole frame with every bump. Weak quads are weak suspension. Every stair step rattles your knee joint. And here's the part that changes how people think. Most people assume the pain means the knee is broken, that they need surgery or just have to live with it. But in many cases, the joint isn't the main problem. The muscles protecting the joint have gotten weak, and weak muscles can be strengthened. You're not trying to fix the cartilage. You're building a stronger support system around the knee. And that's possible. This is what Richard's doctor had never clearly explained. Once he understood it, his knees weren't failing, his muscles just needed more support. He stopped feeling hopeless. He had something he could work on.
So multiple things are happening at once, but the muscle part is the one you can actually change.
That's exactly right. And that's where the exercises come in. 5 exercises, no gym needed, 3 to 5 times per week, consistently for 8 weeks before you expect real change. And discuss all of this with your doctor first, especially if you have severe arthritis or prior knee surgery. Exercise 1, chair squats. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat, hip width apart, arms crossed or extended for balance. Stand up slowly, 3 to 4 seconds. Then lower yourself back down slowly, 3 to 4 seconds. Lightly touch the seat, stand again. 10 repetitions, rest 1 minute, repeat. Do this every day. The slow lowering is the most important part. That's eccentric loading in a controlled, safe way, training your muscles to handle exactly what stairs demand. Richard did this every morning after breakfast. Week 1, he needed the armrests. Week 3, no hands. Week 6, 5-second controlled descent. His knees still hurt on real stairs, but less, and he felt less afraid of buckling. Exercise 2, step downs. Stand on the bottom step of your staircase or a sturdy step stool. Hold the railing, stand on one leg, your stronger leg first. Slowly lower the other foot toward the floor, taking 3 to 5 seconds. Just tap your toe, don't step off. The leg still on the step controls the descent. That's the eccentric work. Lift back up. 8 reps per leg, 2 sets, 3 times per week. This is the exercise most people skip because it feels scary to practice the exact motion that hurts. But it's the one that makes the biggest difference. You're rehearsing downstairs in a safe, controlled way, holding the rail, going at your own pace. After a few weeks, real stairs feel less like a cliff because your body has practiced this hundreds of times. Richard could only lower 4 inches his first week before his knee hurt. By week 4, controlled all the way to the floor. By week 8, both legs. Exercise 3, wall squats. Back against a wall, feet a foot or 2 out. Slide down until knees are bent 45 to 60 degrees, not a deep squat. Hold 20 to 30 seconds. Slide back up. 3 repetitions, rest 30 to 60 seconds between. 3 times per week. This strengthens the inner thigh muscle that pulls the kneecap into proper alignment, addressing that tracking issue without irritating an already painful knee. Richard does this while his coffee brews. Exercise 4, heel slides. Lie on your back on your bed or a mat, one leg straight, one bent. To slowly slide the straight heel toward your buttocks as far as comfortable. Hold 2 seconds, slide back. 10 reps, 2 sets per leg. Daily. Maintains range of motion, prevents stiffness. Richard does this in bed before getting up. 3 minutes. His knees feel less stiff when he stands. Exercise 5. Daily walking. Flat, even surfaces. Sidewalk, track, mall. 20 to 30 minutes, 5 to 6 days per week. Avoid hills and stairs during the walk. Save stair practice for the step downs. Start at 10 to 15 minutes if needed. Richard and Janet now walk 25 minutes most evenings. On days he walks, his knees feel less stiff the next morning.
And if someone does this for 8 weeks and it's still not helping,
Bring that information to your doctor. Say, I've been strengthening my quads for 8 weeks. My pain went from 8 out of 10 to 5 out of 10. I can do chair squats without my hands. Stairs are still hard. What's next? That opens the door to physical therapy, imaging, or other treatments. And your doctor takes you more seriously when you show you've done the work. If you take one thing from today, knee pain going downstairs after 60 isn't a sign you're broken. It's a sign your muscles need more support. And muscles, unlike cartilage, can get stronger. 3 things to remember. The mechanics. Downstairs puts 3 times more force on your knees. Eccentric loading your muscles aren't trained to handle after years of weakening. The emotional piece, not understanding the why, makes people give up. Richard hid the island itinerary, avoided his daughter, stopped showing up. Once he understood it was his muscles, not his knees failing completely, he had something to work toward, and the routine, chair squats, step downs.
it feels like there's something you can actually control.
That's the point. Do your knees hurt more going down than going up? What have you been avoiding because of it? Tell me in the comments. And if someone you love has been going downstairs backward or holding the rail with both hands, share this video. Sometimes just understanding the why is what makes someone willing to try. If this kind of calm, science-based content speaks to you, subscribe. We're here every week. Before we go, when to call your doctor, pain that's severe and constant, not just on stairs, knee swelling that doesn't go down after a few days, heat in the joint, frequent locking or giving out, can't bear weight, or 8 to 12 weeks of strengthening with no improvement. We'll go to urgent care or the ER for sudden severe pain after a fall, visible deformity, a pop followed by inability to walk, severe swelling with fever. But if your knees hurt on stairs and you can still walk on flat ground, that's often osteoarthritis, not an emergency, a signal, and one you can respond to. Richard's itinerary is back on the fridge. He's not sure about 700 steps yet, but Janet told him, "Then we'll do 100, we'll rest, we'll take the long way, we'll go together. Your knees have carried you for 60, 70, 80 years. They've worn down, but they're not done. With the right strengthening, stairs can feel manageable again. Not perfect, but manageable. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one."